Zaffer presents Whole Life Sentence, the final book in the Tennyson series, written by Lynda La Plante and read by Rachel Atkins. Chapter 1. On the charge of murder, how do you find the defendant? Guilty or not guilty? Detective Inspector Jane Tennison leaned forward in her seat, her hands clenched tightly together. She could feel her heart beating furiously. This was it. The moment when she'd find out if Sebastian Martinez was going to get justice at last. Jane had spent months of dedicated work preparing the case files for the trial at the Old Bailey. The pressure had been immense, checking and double-checking statements and forensic exhibits, as well as attending endless meetings with the Crown Prosecution Service and prosecution barristers. And it was not as if Jane had been able to focus exclusively on the trial. She had been the acting DCI at Bromley, running the CID in the absence of DCI Fiona Hutton, who was on maternity leave, having given birth to a beautiful baby girl. And on top of all her work commitments, Jane was studying for the DCI's promotion board interview, spending her off-duty hours memorising police regulations, criminal law, and other related subjects. Jane had therefore requested the assistance of a detective inspector, and was pleased when D.I. Polly Newbury from the area drugs unit agreed to take up the role, albeit on a temporary basis. Polly was an experienced detective in her early 40s, with an approachable manner and a strong work ethic. Her presence allowed Jane to concentrate as much as possible on the Martinez case and be present at the trial every day, where she was subjected to hours of cross-examination in the witness box by the defence barrister. During the 3-week trial, Jane had found the presence of Angelica Martinez, the mother of the murdered boy, very upsetting. She never missed a single day, sitting in the gallery wearing her flamboyant embroidered Mexican shawls, and often with her long hair coiled in braids with small flowers. She showed no emotion, her face impassive as she listened to the horrors that had befallen her beloved son. However, on the last day, when Patricia Larson was brought up to hear the jury's verdict, Angelica was dressed all in black. Her face was white, making her resemble a ghost figure from the traditional Mexican festival celebrating the dead. The number 1 court had been filled with murmurs and quiet whispers, but had fallen silent when Larson, who had pled not guilty, walked into the dock from the cells below. She maintained her arrogant demeanour, immaculate in a smart dark blue suit with a white high-necked blouse. Larson had a look of confidence as she calmly rested both hands on the edge of the witness box, watching the jury foreman preparing to deliver the verdict. Jane looked up at the gallery and saw Angelica Martinez with a crucifix gripped tightly in her pale hands. For the first time, Jane witnessed a frightening gaze of controlled hatred in her dark eyes. "Guilty," the foreman announced in a loud, assured voice. Larson's confident expression crumpled, her legs buckled, and the 2 female court officers in the dock had to assist her to stand up. Jane felt an instant surge of elation, followed by a wave of sadness as she saw Angelica fall to her knees, crying and kissing the cross while giving thanks to God. When the hubbub had subsided, the judge made clear that the harm caused by the death of Sebastian Martinez to his mother and family was immeasurable, and the mandatory sentence he was imposing was life imprisonment, with a minimum term of 15 years before you'll be able to apply for parole, he added. Larson gasped, then started screaming, "No! It was an accident! It was all an accident!" Angelica Martinez screamed too, a sound like the howl of a wounded animal. For her, a mere 15 years could never be enough. She wanted Larson to spend the rest of her life in prison. In the local pub where Polly Newbury had organised a celebration drink for Jane and her team, the atmosphere
Sample complete. Ready to continue?